Hey everybody, I got a little bit of a time machine video here today because I kind of sat on video that I shot for the better part of the last almost 2 years. For folks that watch the channel on a regular basis, you realize I go to Atlanta or the Atlanta area on a semi-regular basis because I have family in that area. And when I'm there, I generally kind of check out like what's going on filming wise. They film a lot of like Marvel stuff, or they have in the past. And they film Stranger Things there. And for the last couple of years, really kind of tried to keep tabs on everything that was going on filming-wise, Stranger Things. And here we are, just a couple days to go before season 5 premieres. And I've got my D&D book and my, this is a little bit more heavy, Stranger Things D&D game. And I'm all ready to go. I got my Gatorade, I got snacks, I got everything. But I did put together a little piece of time travel history here of when things were being filmed in a couple different locations in Georgia for Stranger Things 5. Hopefully maybe it gets you a little excited for the series. And it is for me, going back and rewatching a lot of stuff, so enjoy. Stone Mountain, Georgia. We're stopping off at Stone Mountain Cemetery. Woven in between existing gravestones, you have what's been used for the cemetery scenes for Billy and in season 5, Eddie Munson. The Stranger Things crew was here this week filming scenes with Dustin at the gravesite for Eddie. While in the area, we stopped off at Gwinnett Place Mall. This is formerly Starcourt Mall. See off in the distance, part of the mall being used as a vaccination site for COVID. And Gwinnett Place or Starcourt Mall, long since abandoned. There's signs up about no public access, saying that folks were breaking into the mall, doing the urban exploring. And that's about as close as I'm going to get. Will they bring Starcourt Mall back for season 5? Doubtful. But anything is possible. Also, right next door to Starcourt, or Gwinnett Place Mall, is Mega Mart now. Supermarket. Drove around to the other side, so there is another entrance. This might look a little more familiar. Food court. Heading to our next location, and the sky has a very upside down feel to it. Checking in at our next location, Hawkins Lab. This building is scheduled for demolition. It was scheduled for demolition for like the last year and change. However, there were pictures that surfaced this week with some items being delivered to the lab, so I expect this to be part of season 5 as well. We're not going to get much closer because you don't want to get any type of trespassing. Quick in and out. All right, I guess all of a sudden this is a Stranger Things filming location video, but I stopped off by where Hawkins Lab is, by Emory University, and they have been filming here. See a crane out there in the distance. Some other stuff. So I know this location has been used recently. This is another building that is on borrowed time because after they finish filming, it'll be destroyed. By the way, there are multiple people just pulling up and trying to see what they could see from a distance on the outside. So, you know, like this is the reason why everything is very much closed off to the public. All right, coming up on our next location up here, this would be Hawkins High School, Hawkins Middle School, all things Hawkins. Lots of production trucks here, school buses, Humvees, and no trespassing signs. And there you go. Hawkins High School. It's back. Let's swing around over here. They are most definitely prepared for filming here shortly. You got porta-johns, work trucks. Where the season will take us, I don't know, but they are ready. And you can see that there's lights on in the school already. But outside, they are ready. Trucks that'll most likely contain all types of stuff for filming inside. And I have the Humvee there. More work trucks. There's trucks blocking off stuff back there, some cranes. And another Humvee. And tons of trailers over here too. They're ready. It's exciting. So it hasn't been torn down yet. All right, our last stop on this little Stranger Things voyage here. We're back in Jackson, Georgia, otherwise known as Hawkins, Indiana. If you watch our channel at all regularly, you may recall we did a video here with an extensive tour from the Stranger Tours group around the corner, housed in the Hawkins building back in November, as this town was actually used quite a lot for filming Stranger Things. Bradley's Old Tavern. Facade here was used for movie theater. You can see the little plaques outside with your QR code so you can scan and get some history of the locations. And by the way, this place still has their Stranger Things menu. Here's a little homage to filming Stranger Things episode 6, The Monster, where Steve and Jonathan had their fight up this alleyway. Like I said, we did a pretty extensive video here in the past, so we're not going to rehash everything, but I did want to come out this way though, because I know that season 5 is supposed to really revolve around evil coming back to Hawkins. If you look down the street here, we have the church that was used in season 4. Everybody kind of reassuring themselves that everything was okay after Hawkins was attacked. And then across the street this way, we had Joyce's job, Bob's job, the Radio Shack. Facade's normally kind of plastered over what is here, but with filming starting last week, nothing really out here. Big thing, of course, here, this is the Hawkins Public Library. As you can see, it even says Public Library outside. It is not, in fact, a public library. This is the court building for Jackson. Outside of Jackson Escape Games. You have a plaque here too. This is where Radio Shack was. Not anymore. Then right next door, this is where Joyce's business was. Again, not anymore. Make a quick trip over to the public library. Police activity happening over here. Escorting some cars. Maybe a funeral, maybe actors getting to their location. Probably not. Here you go, Hawkins Library. You can see inside here. So it is a holiday today when we're filming. These places are closed. Here's another look. Facades for downtown Hawkins. So the interesting thing with the facades that they've used in the past, or the buildings that they've used in the past to put their facades up here, they've actually recreated them and constructed them on set at Screen Gem Studio. And I think that's partly for convenience and also for the fact that there's not like a ton of looky-loos trying to see what's going on as they film here. This was the actual sign for Radio Shack where Bob worked, not outside of Mulberry Lofts. Elmo has not seen anything strange here. You have the Surfer Boy pizza truck still here, which, by the way, if you do the tour that they have at Hawkins headquarters, which is now closed today, but if you do the tour, they get you pizza that comes in a Surfer Boy pizza box, but it's actually from Papa John's down the block. But it is pretty cool. Surfer Boy. And you got all the knickknacks in there. Like I said, we did a tour here. I'll put a link to the video up above, and you guys can check that out if you want. Now, the folks at Hawkins headquarters were super cool when we did the tour the last time. I would highly check it out if you're in this area and you're looking to do all your Stranger Things goodness. This is the other side of the Hawkins Public Library, by the way, which welcome center for the Butts County Courthouse. We're gonna wrap up over here in Hawkins, Indiana. Hopefully soon they come back and they do some filming here. Gotta get that outdoor vibe. Can't do that in the studio. All right, so that's gonna do it for this little bit of a time machine video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great day. See you guys.